And then I don't know if Suzanne has been here when Deshelle has been here, but so Deshelle, that's Suzanne in the stripes. And this is Deshelle down here. She is a cutie. And then I think Deshelle and Chinda might have been here together. Yeah. All right. So we're going to take those hands and just put them on either side of you. And remember, if you have a toy at home that you prefer using, if it feels better in any moment versus the one we have, or you would just rather drop the toy we're using, you're welcome to do that. And all I'm doing here is just a little press back, letting myself just feel in my body what's going on. So if I press back and I feel myself floating forward, tells me I'm not connected foot to hip, right? If I'm doing this, so I'm gonna do a little short foot, right? Pull the forefoot to the heel. See if that wakes up a little tiny pelvic floor, right? Little tiny pelvic floor. We don't want to clench that pelvic floor. It's just a 20 to 30% effort, but everything around it starts to gather up, yes? Neither. They are square. So if you're doing that short foot exercise while you stand, thinking of the forefoot pulling back to the heel, you're very square. Yep. And pull the ribs in. And pull the ribs in. Good. And we're going to do one more to see if you can connect there. So Deshelle's doing the classic chest expansion. Was that on purpose, or were you just looking for Luna Bell? It was because she went here and she turned her head, right? And so, no, it's okay. So some of us, we will actually feel our jaw crackle, or what's the word? You can feel almost a pop if you're pulling back and turning your head, because the neck complex and shoulder complex connect to your jaw complex, right? And you might be able to let that loosen up a little bit. And you can see, maybe you need to drop your jaw a little, wiggle your jaw a little bit. And then after a while, hopefully you'll stop crackling and popping so much. Yeah, good. All right. And we're just going to take a nice inhale. The arms come up to the sky. Good. Exhale, pull down in a scarecrow behind your head. Push back up and then come into a bow, stretching your upper mid back. Good. Big inhale as you come up. Exhale, pull into your scarecrow. Inhale as the arms come up. Exhale. And bow. Good. Inhale up. Exhale, pull. Now, Suzanne, when you come into your bow this time, you're going to keep your hips still. You're going to bow at your ribs. So don't let your hips swing forward or backwards. Yep. Yeah, that's it. Your glutes have to stay on. Good. And same thing to Shell. You guys both have the same little sort of swing. Can you see my hips are moving back and forth against my plants? Yeah. So when you come into your bow, think of that little pelvic floor lift. It's gentle, not giant. And then notice how your glutes wrap a little more. Yeah, good. Good, Chinda. Yes, Deshelle. Yes, Suzanne. Very nice, right? So it's this that I want you guys to get out of, this hinge, hinge, hinge. I want you to find the bend so that your glutes actually have to hold you in place. When you come up, if your hips move, you know that there's a moment of compensation. There you go. Good. Okay, good. All right. Let's take your arms forward. Archer. So pull right back. So you're in a straight line from that front arm to that back elbow. And other side. Pull straight back. Now here it's not going to be just the arms moving. There's going to be a nice, easy rotation in your torso. But can you still stay connected to your feet? You might be able to see me wiggle my toes when I reconnect. That's it. Good. Yeah. Okay, so we have that nice straight line. Now just aim it to the sky. Good. And then switch other side. Nice straight line from your elbow to your fist. Good. And pull. Good. Good. That's it. Nice and tall. And one more each way. Good. Good. Does that feel okay, Jinda? You should do, okay. All right. Good. So if you need to, let your head roll. And even if you don't need it to, it'll probably feel good. That's it. Good. Yeah. And do one more time. Good. All right. And then press into those feet and let your head lift all the way up. Okay, so let's take your band and we're going to put it behind your booty, just right where the gluteal fold line is. Good. And remember, if your hands get tired of holding, you can wrap it. Usually that will stick to itself and make it a little easier to hold. We're going to just keep the elbows a little bit bent, collarbones open, and we're going to sit back into the band. I want you really push against the band and then come up. Yep. Good. And then lift up. Nice and easy. So I'm not even moving my hands forward. So I want you this nice solid position because it shows you if you're really pulling away from your fists. We often add the arms in on purpose, but today I want you to feel yourself holding those fists somewhere in space. So for me, it helps to look at a place in my room, in my screen. So that little blob of light back there, I'm going to not let my hands push into the blob of light. I'm going to try to push behind me toward that screen that's on the floor. The blob of light, it's the backlighting. It's so it makes it easier for you to see me so I don't blend in the wall. God is with us all the time. Whether we know it or not. And sometimes in the form of a studio light. So, Suzanne, I want you to really hug your elbows to your side. Feel your armpits hug, and then don't let your hands push forward, right? We're gonna really hug. So now you can see you've got to pull your butt back away from there. Yes, good. That's it, Deshelle. Same thing. Good. Good, right. Yeah, you weight the heels. That's right, you put weight in the heels. Good. And just one more. Yep, push back, push back, push back. Good. Good, right. All right, release those arms because your biceps might be tired, especially if you did bar already this morning. Or maybe you went swimming this morning or rowing or whatever all the other things you guys do. Right? Everyone gets busy. Okay, so then we're going to work on a little hinging. So hinging first, we're going to just hold the band loosely because we're putting our hands on our hips first, right? I want you to feel the top of your hip bone. Mine's way up here. And then my other finger is here at the crease of my leg, right? So, yeah, right at the front of the crease. So, So I want you to feel yourself bring your thumb bone, right where your thumb is, forward. And I want you to feel the crease get pushed backwards. Yep. So we're really just practicing how we're hinging, right? Yeah, the knees will be a little soft. They don't have to be locked out. Yeah. Good. All right. And so, good. Now, what if Deshelle and Suzanne straighten your legs just a little bit and see if you can still hinge and what it feels like in your body. Good. And then Chinda at the wall, you're going to make sure you feel that sacrum slide up the wall, slide down the wall. You want to feel it move against your wall. Don't let your low back go away from that sacrum. They move together. Good. All right, how's that feeling, everybody? Connected? Okay, good. So that's starting to wake up our hips a little bit. So then we're gonna take our band and put it underneath our feet. Cross it into opposite hands. And then still get your fingers back here because I want that awareness so that when you come up, you're gonna pull your belly up too. So we're adding a little bit of Pilates in here to that brain. So there's a hinge. Now zip up, pull the pelvic floor with you as you come up. Hinge, pelvic floor, up. Yeah, and if you want more resistance, just reach further down your band. Right? Little straight legs. Yeah, if you can. They'll be a little bit soft, but I don't want you in a squatty leg. Just a little soft. Good. All right, now what if you hinge without pushing your booty too far back? Just see what feels the difference. So some of you, that might feel very more challenging, right? Yeah, so Deshelle, make sure that your tail still lifts up. It's not wrong to push your butt back, especially if you're in a weighted load. But if you habitually move like this, Suzanne and Deshelle, I want you to practice the opposite. I want you to practice, and I'm not saying like you look like that, but I want you to practice just moving on top of your pelvis. Good. And then as you come up, give me that little pelvic floor lift, just enough chinda so that it puts the brakes on you so you don't end up, you come up and then you go whoop into your back. So whether it's pelvic floor or just reminding yourself to keep that little butt in. Yeah, and just, yes. Good, yes. And Deshelle, I saw you take that cue and use it too. Good job. Good, and one last one. And a little zip up. Okay, so we should hopefully be starting to feel just that little tush lift. Yeah, just a little tush lift. Okay. I see we're going, All right, yes, we can take it. So put both your bands in one hand. Just reach up with your free hand. Give it a Yep. So we're just taking a moment to stretch. Good. And then put the other free hand. Reach up. Good. And rotate. Yeah, good. And then up. All right. So then we're going to cross those bands. We're going to go into side step. We're going to start with bent legs. Yes. So knees bent. We're pretending we're on our reformer machine, right? Pushing the carriage out. So we're going to push out. Good. And then step together. Nice and simple. Push out and then step together. So I want you to really feel that skater moment where you're not going with the leg yet. You're pushing it, right? Drive from the side. Good. What's happening over there? So we just, Good. So Deshelle and Chinda, here I want you to lift your tail up, right? Remember that hinge sensation? You're hinging, and this time you are putting it back because you're in a little squat, right? You're in a little skater squat. That's it. And Chinda, can you aim your toes forward? Are they pointing outward? There you go, good. Deshelle, can you sit any deeper? Yeah, I think you can. There you go. Good. Ah, that's nice. Good. Yeah. What? I'm sorry, I don't know. Oh, I see what you're asking me. Yeah. No, I'm lifting slightly over it because otherwise, just a little lift. Just a little lift. Yes. Question is, am I dragging the foot out or am I lifting it? I have a Naboso textured mat, so I am lifting it slightly so that my foot will move. No, so 2 points here, right? Standing leg is strong and holding you. Standing glute is strong and holding you. Moving glute is doing the same thing, but same muscle, it's just abducting away from you, right? So it's stepping out. They're both working. If I let myself fall though, this one works less. So I really want you to hold, step, then together. Hold, step, and then together, yeah? All right, so that should feel like 4 sets at least. So now we have to be upright. So upright, we're gonna let our palms face forward. And then here, I want you to watch. Some of us do this when they come forward, right? So get yourself stacked back up. There you go, good. Okay, and then we're just gonna do the same thing. Hold your ground, step out, step together, yep. Hold your ground, step out, and down. Good. So I'm gonna show you me not doing this so well. Right? Here I am penguining my way across. Tick-tocking, right? So really want you to have that sensation of holding your ground. Hold, lift, hold, right? Hold, lift, hold, down. Hold, lift, hold. Yeah? That's it. The motion. So if I step out, hold, right? I'm holding the leg up. I'm holding my ground here and then together. So hold my ground, hold the leg, and then put it down. And you can see going this way, I tip more, right? I need to work more on pressing down through the standing leg and out through the lifting leg. And so my glute friends, you and I both, if we do this properly, we'll get more nice big glute instead of just the nasty little supporting muscles, right? Say that again, Suzanne? Yeah. Like a souffle that's fallen. Yeah, good. Oops, sorry, I'm going the wrong way. There we go. Good. How's that feel? Yeah, so hold that for a split second longer, Deshelle. Hold it, stay, hold, then put it down. So drive into both legs and then put it down. Drive into both legs and then put it down. Good. Deshelle was doing a little dance. I think it was a little relief dance. Oh, yes. Okay, good. All right, good. And then if you feel like you've gotten 4 good sets back and forth, then you can step out of that band. And then we'll just take it. We're going to give ourselves a nice roll down just to roll out through the spine. Because your upper body's been doing a lot of stabilizing. And then at the bottom, wherever you get to, so whether your hands come all the way down or not, I want you to let yourself extend your tail toward the sky. You just get that nice little stretch up your backside, right? Really pull, 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 pull. Yeah, before you start rounding all the way back up. Okay, round. Good, and then we'll round down again. And again, do take a moment to let yourself stretch at the bottom. Linger in your stretch. Good, yep. And last one down. And so here we're going to be going out to a push-up. So if you prefer being at a wall or on a higher surface, you can come back up for your push-up. Once you get out to where you want to be, if you're on the mat, you can stay on your full plank, or you're welcome to come down to your knees. We're just going to see if we can do 4 to 6, not a ton. Good. And then you'll just gently bring those knees back under you. Push your arms away. And in your child's pose, when you sit back, come back into a cow and then drop, did I say cow? Not a cow. Into cat. And then you're going to drop your knees forward. And then this time come back up to that cat. Find your neutral and keep the tail up as you push back into this shell stretch, this child's pose. Good. And I want you to just see if you can, how long you can keep that tail up. So you're letting the muscles under your hip have a nice little stretch while you lengthen that spine nice and long without tucking the tail. So it's a little bit different purpose than if you tuck the tail under in your child's pose. That's mostly spine. But if we keep the tail up and try to sit back, that gives us more length under the leg. So here's my sits bone. Here's my tail up, here's my tail down. Right? Tail up, tail down. When the tail is down, these muscles shorten. When the tail is up, these muscles lengthen. And if I try to keep it up for as long as possible, they stay longer as I sit back. And then you're not hanging off your lumbar spine so much. So much. Yes. All right. Okay, so we got to keep moving. We got to keep moving. So we're going to take our band, put it over those feet. And I'm going to cross my band just because I like a little bit more resistance. I'm going to scoop into my shoulder blades, so feel them flat on the back. Good. And then bring the fists up to the chest. Put the knuckles together. Good. So you shouldn't be able to see your rings, right? And then I want you to imagine pulling your elbows back behind you and apart, as far as you can, but keep those knuckles knuckle to knuckle. Good. Then we're going to round into half roll back. Good. And then inhale, roll all the way back up. Good. And exhale back. Get my foot back in there. Okay, so I don't know if you can see my little extra teaching aids down here, but when I go back, this is the first thing that moves, right? So before my shoulders even drop back, before my upper body moves, this pulls in and then rocks in deeper because the pelvis is rocking, right? So some of you do an odd combination where you tilt and then just pull in the ribs and nothing has happened here, right? Yeah, so everybody, let's think about pelvic floor first, and that will get this little bit to start, and then you can actively pull it back in and round back. Yeah, better start, Tinda. Yeah, see if you can keep that idea going. Because if we can keep that pelvic floor involved, it strengthens the whole, especially lower core, all the way around, right? It creates that sling through the inside of the pelvic sling of support. Yeah. And let's hold it back here. Let's play with it. So inhale into your back. Good. Exhale, little pelvic floor, and then deeper through your abs. Good. Inhale, let it all go. You got to let it go. Good. And then exhale, little pelvic floor, and then deeper through your abs. Good. And one more. Inhale, right? Little pelvic floor. You can see the flesh move, right? There's extra flesh right here. God gave it to me so I could show you. Good. Good. All right. If I didn't have that little extra post-baby blah blah there, you guys wouldn't see my flesh move. Right? It's A-okay. So now we're going to come back down to that half roll back and roll our way all the way down. Make sure that if you have that band under your feet, it's feeling secure. Good. Tuck your elbows into your waist. So now your arms are at 90 degrees. Good. Exhale. Push your fists up just slightly. Your elbows shouldn't pass your front of your torso. Bring them back down. And again, inhale, exhale. Elbows tuck in as you push up slightly. So now hopefully what's happening in your body is you feel an instinctive pelvic floor, transverse abdominis, and glute turning on to stabilize. Yeah. And if you don't, then start asking your body to help out. So start with that pelvic floor. The glute should feel pretty external, not underneath where the little supports are, right? Not just piriformis and obturator and gemelli, those little guys. Should be nice, meaty outside part of your glute, backside of your glute. But in your center, it should be all the way ribs, right? Belly button, pubic bone, that whole thing. And this is exactly what you were doing when we were standing and squatting about 15 minutes ago. Same chain of muscles. You feel it? Good. It's a what? Try. I gotcha. All right, then let your arms go long because now the front of your shoulders might be tired. Good. And then we're going to inhale and exhale just into a little bow, pulling the arms wide, turning on your mid-back. Just to hold those arms up. Good. Yep. And then come back down and inhale and exhale. Engage through your seat, right? Your glutes should be on just a little bit as you come up. If you think of starting from your pelvic floor, just a little, and then letting the rest of you engage. Good. Yes. Chinda, you can think of breaking your bar in half as you come up. Just a little, just to get the lat on and encourage you to bend right here. That's it. And then Deshelle, you can think of opening up the space in the front of your collarbone and shoulder. So once you get up, just imagine it stretching open more. Yes. And do you feel how almost effortlessly your abs just dropped in? Yeah, that was gorgeous. That's the idea. So it doesn't all have to be tension to create stability or uncomfortable tension, I should say. Good. And last one. I think that's fun because when I tune in, I can tell that the underside of me is working with the front side of me. And then my neck and shoulder are much easier. All right, so we're going to come up into a full roll up, but make sure your strap are secure on your feet, because you're going to be pointing your toes and lifting your arms to the sky. You want you to see if you can make your wrists stay straight, right? So no cocked out wrists. We're going to inhale, begin rolling up. Exhale, push your legs down into your band and come all the way up, sitting up as tall as you can. Arms come out to the side and press back into that boomerang position, nose to the knees. Circle the arms out nice and wide and forward. Good. Bring them back up overhead. Feel yourself hollow in your center. Good. Set your shoulders down. Set your shoulders down. Good. And then scoop, 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 scoop. Folding, folding, folding in that lumbar. Good. And then let your arms release forward. Push them down. Pinkies to the ground. Open your collarbones again. Inhale, raise the arms up. Start your roll. Exhale, keep pushing up. Go outside. Good. And then push the arms out. Boomerang. So keep moving while I open the door for His Royal Highness. There you go. Good. Can we do one more? That's it. Good. Strong wrists. That's it. Wow. That's it. Legs down, legs down. Good. And back and around. Good. Nice. Very nice. Okay. So then we're going to take the band off our feet. Bring it behind our back. Cross it. So now it's going to squeeze our middle. But the nice thing about it being right here under these low ribs is we can feel it, right? So when we inhale, we can inhale into the sides of us. So elbows square to the side, fists forward, and we're going to exhale back into half, roll back. Good. We're going to rotate to the side, legs slide one foot in and open up. Bring it back to center. Legs slide the other foot in. Yes, good. It looks kind of cute, right? But I want you to keep that low belly in, right? Make it support the back of the pelvis. So if you're feeling, yeah, we're in a C curve, but I want you to start it from the pubic bone, right here, this little jiggly bit between the pubic bone and the belly button. Good. And then as you get going, can you start pushing down the straight leg a little bit more? You should notice that you get a reaction in your abs, not just the glute that's holding down, but a little abdominal reaction. Yes, awesome. Good. And one more on each side. Good. All right. And then you can round all the way back down. And let yourself rest. Yeah? Doing okay? So I hope you're starting to feel the connection between what happens here, right, at pelvic floor, and what happens here. They're together. The better they work together, the more happiness you'll have all the way around the middle. Oh, good. Yay. Okay. So we'll take the band out from underneath us. And we're just going to hold it to the sky, then lower it toward the thigh bones, elbows down, collarbones open. And then I want you to short foot your feet. And I want you to notice what happens, what's your body's go-to response. Some of us short foot our feet and we immediately arch our back. So we're pulling with the back to try to pull the feet. I want you to see if you can keep your ribs still and then short foot. And you should feel almost like, it's like your low abs get easier even though they're falling into your body. Yeah. is the grip to the ground, or you feel like they're curling underneath? Okay, okay. So for you with your short foot, the first thing you'd want to do is just see if you can lay your toes flat and let them press down. And then add a gentle short foot, so don't make it too big. Just enough that you could feel your toes flat on the bottom. It'll create a little, almost a wink in the toe knuckle, but the toenails stay facing up. All right, so if you are feeling good and strong with your feet, then go ahead and press your hips up, pulling those hands down on either side of your body. Big inhale at the top, exhale, round down through your spine. Go through that flat back and then roll all the way to neutral. A lot of times I also won't go all the way to neutral because it's much more comfortable to lay pressed into the small of the back, right? So make sure you get all the way there, and then notice what happens when you get there. Do your short foot to help connect to your center, and then round back up. All the way down, good. Good. Good, so hopefully we're feeling our glutes wake up just a little. Yes, a little more. And we're also getting that articulation through your spine. Good. All right. So now you have, we're going to be doing a single leg lift. So we're taking right ankle on left knee. Chinda, do you feel like you could do that today? A one-legged hip bridge? Does that feel like a wise thing? Yeah. Okay. If you felt like giving one side a little bit more work, you can keep the toe on the ground and just lift the heel. So the toe's giving you a little support, and you can work that way, but otherwise feel free to keep doing what you're doing. Okay, so what do I say? We're just lifting up and down, pressing up, pushing down with those arms. So I want you really feel your hip pushing into the band, not your back pushing into the band. Oops, what am I doing? Good. We're going to do about 4, and then on the 5th or 6th one, I want you to come up, then lift your heel up, pull your toe toward you without actually moving it, and then keep the heel raised while you lower down, and then the heel comes back down. So drive, heel raise, pull toes, and then lower and come down. So we're getting a little bit more lower leg. Some of us will feel a little hamstring engagement too. Yeah, on the supporting foot. Oh! Okay, good. What I like about this little raised pull is a lot of us will feel happiness in the joint here. The glutes are going, whoa, us now? We say yes, because the joint's like, oh, freedom, that feels so much better. Can you feel that? Yep, pull through the toes. There you go. Good. Good. All right. And so if you feel like you've gotten 4 to 6-ish of those guys, then you can start it on the other side. Start with just your regular flat-footed lift. If your arms need a break, if you've been holding that band across your hips for resistance, feel free to give yourself a hug because you've been working your mid-back and your triceps that whole time. So your lat, tricep, and rhomboids. But otherwise, if you haven't, you can go right into it. Yeah. And then Chinda, can you put your tail down just a little? That's it. So the leg might not come as close to you. And then Deshelle and Suzanne, when you get 4 to 6 nice flat-footed lifts, then you'll add the heel raise, a little pull. Ooh, that's harder on this side. And then come down. Down. Deshelle and Susanna, you guys notice one side's different than the other? Yeah, me too. This side, holy cow, I've got to work so hard just to get close to the same height. Oi, oi, oi. And it might be different whether your foot is down or the heel is raised, right, from side to side, which tells you something about your push-off when you're walking. Or how you walk, right? So, okay. So, if you've got 4 to 6 of both the flat and then the heel and pull, then let's take the knees and just open them wide. Your bands can rest to the side. We're just going to take the arms up to center and inhale, exhale, reach through your center, grab those inner thighs and pull a little bit. Give yourself a stretch through your back. Yeah, should feel kind of good to your low and mid back. Good. And then come back down, reach overhead. Exhale, peel up, grab that inner thigh. Open your collarbones there. Yeah, good. You could call this move giving birth. Well, now you can kind of imagine it. Yes. Yeah, we're not pushing. We're drawing up here. We're allowing the belly to just relax down. Yeah, no bearing down. Good. And one more time. Good. Now this time we're going to stay here. Take the hands behind your head. Shoulder blades are off the mat, right? We pulled ourselves up in this beautiful high position. We're just going to side bend, trying to keep the shoulder blade off the mat. And then side bend the other way. Your head is nice and heavy in your hands because your chest is what's lifting up, not your head, right? It's just following the spine. Good. And we're just engaging those obliques from side to side. We're going to do one more each way, then we're going to add on. So before we add on, if you'd like to grab your thighs again, give yourself a pull. Remind yourself that your body can move this way. We just want the muscles to help hold us. So hold yourself there, hand behind your head. Now you're going to just rotate to the side. Exhale back to center. Inhale, rotate. Exhale back to center. Good. Inhale. Exhale, pull to center. Good. And last one. Good. Hands reach again. Give yourself a pull. Hopefully you're higher, way higher now than when you started. And then let your arms reach overhead. Just rest for a sec. Big inhale. I know, yes. Good. As you exhale, pull your elbows down to scarecrow. Inhale, reach them back up high overhead. Exhale, pull them to scarecrow. So now we're bringing a little work back in. Inhale overhead, exhale, feet press, and you feel again that little pelvic floor lift. Just a little, right? Pelvic floor is gentle. The muscles around it engage more strongly. Good, and one more. Good, and then pull those knees together and into your chest. We're gonna just gentle rock, little up, little back, little up, little back, little up, little back. Just enough to massage your spine, and then you can rock them all the way up. Good. Beautiful. I know, we haven't done any rocking today. Who are we? So we're going to let ourselves have a full rolling like a ball. And this is really just for you to massage your spine. So some of you will feel good if you add side ones. So you can rock to the side, rock to center, rock to the other side. It will feel like a nice massage. Chinda, I would just stay to center. But the flat tire. Yeah. So here's me not actively rounding my spine. Here's me actively pulling my abs back. It's pretty subtle. Not active, active. Not active, active. Can you see that? It's pretty hard to see. So you want that active rounding back. Even on the inhale breath on the way back, because that will increase that stretch across your back as you inhale, right? Good. Yeah, and it'll make you roly-polier in the right ways. Good. All right, nice. Okay, so then we're going to take our hands to the side, flip on over, and then give ourselves a nice little swan. So extend those legs out, lower yourself all the way down. Glutes are on, right? So extend your legs on your mat as if you were trying to stretch open the front of your thigh bones, but your toes are still, toenails are still on the mat. Yeah. So inhale, little lift up, and then exhale, gently bring it down. And again, nice little lift. So I want you to notice what lets go as you lift up. I can feel my right leg folding out. That tells me that right glute needs to do a better job holding in. Yeah. So good. And then lift again, press into those hands. Lift up to where it's comfortable for your spine, but keep your legs in, right? Keep those legs in. Heels in toward each other. Good. And then back down. Good. That's it. Good. Good. Yeah. All right. So we're going to work our upper back a little bit, taking the band in our hands. And again, this is optional. You don't have to use the band. I'm going to fold mine in half just so it's not so much to deal with. But if that's more resistance than you want, feel free to just hold it like normal. So my arms are in a scarecrow position on the floor. I'm going to float my sternum up just slightly. And then take another breath. Exhale, pull those arms up off the floor and pull the fists apart. Lay the arms back down, lay the sternum back down. So a little lift, arms lift, pull apart, and then back down. Yeah, so once you get that motion, little pull apart, not giant. If you're able to push your arms all the way out, I want you to make it a little tighter. Yes. Okay. Beautiful. So what I'm hoping that you're noticing once you get this feeling is A, your shoulders feel more stable in their sockets and your shoulder blades are flat on your back. And B, feel how your glutes are helping to support your back here. I hope they are automatically turning on and doing their job. Yeah, I can see Deshell's glutes just waking right up. Oh, can you do that, Deshelle, with your toes staying down? Keep them on the ground. Now make your glutes still turn on. Yeah. Do you feel that? Yeah. Good. All right, because we're going to add on, and I want you to start small. You're going to give yourself a tiny pull, and then push those arms forward. Pull them back in. See how that feels? Do you have enough glute support for your spine? You're keeping a little bit of tension on that strap so the shoulders stay in their sockets. Try 4, come down for a little rest, and then you're going to try 4 more, palms facing in this time. So instead of palms down, palms in. You'll start, here I need a little slack because I'm not strong there. So you lift, pull forward with the pinky edge of your head, your hand down. Can you still keep that glute support going? Head just floating off just a little, sternum just a little. Good. That's it. Beautiful. Good. All right. Yeah. Straps can rest down. We're going to lift up into a nice cat. So your head hangs down, pubic bone pulls towards your belly button. Shoulders wide on your torso, right? So not in your ears. And then lift the tail, yeah. Good. Good. And one more. All right, so hopefully you could feel that connection between back of shoulder and glutes, because now we're gonna just finish off those glutes a little bit, coming down to our forearms. So if your neck hunches up here, this is not a great position for you, right? You wanna be able to push down and slightly away and feel comfortable there. If this is not comfortable, you can come up on your hands or find a bench, something about this high, and let your forearms be on that. Make it easier on your neck. We're gonna take your left leg, slide it up, good, and just lower it down. So first, we're just gonna keep that leg in line with your spine. Oh, sorry, with your body, right? And we're noticing what happens. So here's me not doing a good job. You can see how my hip falls out to the side here. Watch how it falls. Yep. So I'm actually twisting my back to lift my leg. So that's not so great. You could practice this against a wall, and you can feel yourself how much you lean into the wall, and you want to minimize that. And Chind, if you were to do it, a wall would actually be your friend because it would keep you from twisting. So if you had a wall that you could lean against, the side of you, and then you lift the one on the other side, you get as close to that wall as possible, and it will stop you from twisting. Okay, so then we're going to take that leg up, cross your midline, lifting it higher, but keeping your supporting hip pushed to your middle. Push it, push it, push it. So it's not about the moving leg, it's about the supporting side. Bring the leg to the outside, keeping it up as far as you can. Good. Cross, cross, cross. Push your supporting hip to your middle. Then bring it to the outside. Cross, cross, cross. Supporting hip. Push, push, push to the middle. So we're working across both joints. Again, just like when we were standing, same muscles are working. One is stabilized, one is in motion. Yeah. Good. Now push that hip, not your back, Deshelle. Push your hip. That's it, girl. That's it, from the hip. Good. Yes, from the hip. Good. Good. And last one. Good. And that comes down. You can sit in your little shell, stretch your child's pose. And then we're going to do that same little short series on the other side. So we start with just our lift and lower, right? And we're paying attention. Where do we lose the supporting hip? This is all about the supporting hip doing its job while your brain has got the other leg going. Still got to do that wrap. Because we're still minding pulling the hip to center. And the beautiful thing about that, it's not just about the hip, right? When you get that supporting hip to your center, most of us will feel the front and back sling wrap around the center, right? Good. And if you're not feeling it, see what happens if you give yourself the smallest little pelvic floor lift as the leg lifts up. You might find that that might be hard to do, but it becomes easier to get your hip to the middle. Good. And then when you're ready, you can add the crossover, lifting that leg as high as you can while the hip is level, crossing and pushing with your hip, not your back, not your shoulders, and then to the outside. Push with your hip, push it, push it, push it, push it, push it. That's it. And where was the popping? A good cooking clock. Okay, good. So, from here we're going to come up into our elephant or open pike or down dog. Let yourself push your chest toward your thigh bones and lift your sits bone up. Then keep your sits bone up, pull your pelvic floor in and your ribs in. You should find you get a little bit motion through the shoulders without sacrificing your thoracic lumbar junction. Yeah, and then we'll walk those hands in. She's going to sacrifice something else out the top of her shirt. And then we'll round up through the spine. Nice and easy. Yeah. And then from here, let's take a step behind with your left leg. And we're going to side bend up to your right. Take that right arm down, grab on all the way over at that hip. It's way over there. And then reach a little bit more. That's it. Find that big length. Big length. Good. And then let that arm sweep out back to the side. Lift your abs up as you come up. Good. Okay, work is not done. And then so arms come up. Good. Side bend. There you go. What's this hip doing? Can it pull in a little bit? Right, that back one, that's where our weight is. Good, and then let your left hand drop. Find that hip bone, it's way over there. Good, and then reach up away from it. There you go, good. Can you lift a little further out of that hip? Pull a little space. That means you're gonna have to turn the glute on and hold that hip back. Good. Giselle, what if you put your back heel down? So you can put weight on it. Now you can wrap even more into that glute. There you go. Good. All right. Arm comes back up. Good. And then lift yourself to center. Good. And then back to center. Ha. Swan dive. Push those hands out. Lift that chest forward. There you go. Good. Drop your spine down. Good. Press into your feet. Lift up through your belly. Can your pelvic floor help gently here? Good. Lift it all the way back up. Good. One more time. Push out. Happy dog tail. Round the spine as you drop your head and hands. Good. And round all the way back up. Good. Yep. Round the shoulders. Good. And then we're going to give ourselves a nice hug. Pull your abs back into your spine. Good. And then open up. It's like a mini Martha Graham. Good. And then other arm on top. Pull your abs back into your spine. Good. And then open up. Good. And then let it fall. Let your head fall easy to the side. Unpeel that opposite hand down. Good. Round forward. And then let the other hand fall. Good. And round forward. And then let your throat lift up. Breathe in. And out. Good. Take another breath in. Let it fill up your middle. Good. And one more nice long one now. Good job, everybody. Thank you. So that wasn't big glutes, like glutes after glutes. What it was more about trying to connect how to get more glutes into your life on a regular basis. Did you do the replay? Okay, you got it. And there, for those of you who are up for it, there is a free class in the morning at 8. The first half is cardio bar, and the second half is Pilates. So if you don't want cardio bar, show up at around 8:30-ish. And if you only want cardio bar, show up at 8. Right? You can come for... there's a lot of big motion. Like there's squats, plies, lunges. There might be, I haven't. You were terrified. Yeah. So we add weights in. And there might be weights with lunges, there might be weights with plies, and then there's cardio intervals where we're moving. So it could be skaters, where we're touching behind. It could be a plie motion, right? Right? So any of those kinds of things. And then you add in arms, just depending on what it takes for your heart rate to get up. Yeah. That's fine. If you join, I hope, I have one woman who comes who's got when she was learning to walk, her family accidentally drove over her. But you wouldn't know it just by randomly looking at her, but she has a lifelong challenge with getting her joints to behave, right? Because she learned to walk while she was in a cast as a toddler. I know, can you imagine? And then at that time, of course, there was no like, oh, we should pay attention to this and take her to PT. So anyway. Oh my gosh. Yeah. Crazy. But so all I'm saying is she comes and she modifies and she really does listen to her body and try to do what's right for her body. And so, right. So if you want to, 8 o'clock, yep. And if you just want to come for the Pilates part, show up at around 8:30. You'll get the link at 8. Yep. So it's on the schedule. And it'll say free class, and there's no charge. It's just free. Yep. Yeah. Yeah. You can. Yeah. Oh, are you paddling tomorrow? Okay. Wow. Yeah. Really? Yeah, send it.